Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into something that seems small, maybe even trivial, but holds immense power. We were just talking about habits. The tiny things, often done without thinking, that we repeat every single day. And as we'll unpack, they're basically the building blocks for some pretty big shifts in our lives. Our guide for this deep dive is a great resource. It's called Habits That Improve Our Daily Life and Goals. Our mission here is simple. Pull out the key takeaways, the really impactful stuff, give you a shortcut, basically, to understanding how you can leverage these tiny actions for, real personal growth. Okay, let's dive in.
Yeah, and what's fascinating right off the bat is how the material talks about habits as building blocks. It's a great visual. It makes you see the one small block at a time. Well, it's not just slow progress. It's about intentionally building something big, almost on autopilot sometimes. It really highlights the subtle power of these consistent, tiny efforts that we often don't even notice.
That's a perfect way to frame it. So let's make sure we're all on the same page. What is a habit exactly? Our source defines it pretty clearly. Something we do often and usually without thinking too much. Like, think about it brushing your teeth, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe grabbing water when you wake up. Or just saying thank you. It's automatic. And the source makes a useful distinction, between the good habits, the ones that help us, and the bad habits that, they can really slow us down. But here's the really good news. The empowering part that shines through in the material. Our habits. They aren't set in stone. We can absolutely change them.
And if we connect that to the bigger picture, the material makes a really strong case for why being able to change them is so important. Habits, literally, as the source says, shape our daily life. They automate things, freeing up brain space. Good habits help us get better, at school, work, and our personal lives. They lead to feeling more organized, more confident, and more focused. And on the flip side, bad habits, like always being late or, say, not getting enough sleep, the source is clear. These aren't just small annoyances. They can actually stop us from reaching our dreams. They put up these persistent roadblocks. So, yeah, getting a handle on habits is pretty fundamental.
That really puts it in perspective, doesn't it? The stakes are actually quite high. Okay, so with that understanding, the source gets really practical. Let's talk about how we can use habits to start the day off right. Morning habits.
Right. Our guide has some really good, actionable suggestions here. First one, wake up early. And the idea isn't just about less sleep, it's about creating that buffer time, to prepare mentally and physically. Avoid that morning rush. Then there's make your bed. Okay, sounds maybe a bit trivial, right?
But it's not really.
Exactly. The material points out it takes just 2 minutes, but it's like your first win of the day, a completed task. That creates a little momentum.
A sense of accomplishment.
Yeah. Then drink water. Simple. Your body's dehydrated after sleep, so it needs it. The source even mentions mild dehydration can affect how you think. And for energy, eat a healthy breakfast. Fuels the brain, fuels the body. Can't skip that. And finally, plan your day. Just taking a few moments to think, maybe jot down your main tasks. It gives you clarity, a sense of purpose for the day ahead. And these aren't just like a random list of tasks. The material notes how these simple steps make your morning feel good and help you stay focused. It's about setting up that initial structure, that sense of control. It really sets a positive tone.
Okay, so we've got the morning covered. Let's pivot a bit. How about habits for learning or for working more effectively? This is key for, pretty much everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. The source strongly suggests you set a time to study or work. A schedule isn't just a reminder. It actually signals to your brain, okay, time to focus now. Helps you get in the zone.
Like building a trigger.
Exactly. And it also talks about take short breaks. Specifically that work for 25 minutes, then rest for 5 method, the Pomodoro technique.
Yeah, keeps you sharp.
Right. Prevents burnout, keeps concentration high. And crucially, to make that focus work, you have to avoid distractions. The source makes a powerful point here. Even just having your phone nearby can lower your cognitive performance. So put it away, out of sight.
That's a tough one for many people. It is, but important. Also, don't be afraid to ask questions if you're stuck. Curiosity is fuel for learning. And one more powerful one for memory. Review what you learned just before you sleep. Apparently, it helps lock it in.
And the outcome of all this, the material really emphasizes that doing this every day can help you learn faster and work smarter. It's not just about logging hours, it's optimizing how your brain actually works, working smarter.
Right, smarter, not harder. Okay, moving from the mind to the body, because, as the guide says so well, our body is our home and we must take care of it. Let's talk physical habits. These are foundational, really. Drink enough water every day. We mentioned it for mornings, but it's crucial all day for, well, everything.
Basic but easily forgotten.
Totally. Eat more fruits and vegetables. Getting those essential nutrients affects your energy, your mood, everything. Sleep for at least 7 to 8 hours. The source stresses this isn't optional. It's critical for restoration, mental and physical.
Non-negotiable, really.
Yeah. Exercise, even just walking 20 minutes, the benefits are huge physically and for stress. Doesn't have to be intense. And a simple one we often mess up. Don't skip meals. Keeps your energy stable, your metabolism going.
And the source connects these dots clearly. When we take care of our body, we feel stronger and more active. And that feeling isn't just physical. It translates directly into being more resilient, more positive, which helps you reach our goals faster. It's all connected.
That feedback loop is so important. And speaking of feeling good, let's talk about mental well-being. Having a healthy mind is just as vital, right? Our source has some brilliant habits for this, like practice gratitude. Just thinking of, say, 3 things you are thankful for.
Seems simple, but powerful.
Incredibly. The source suggests it actually rewires your brain to notice the positive more. Then say kind things to yourself. That inner voice. Make it supportive. I can do this. I am learning. Stuff like that.
Self-talk matters a lot.
It really does. Also, crucially, avoid too much social media. The comparison trap, the negativity, the source highlights its potential downsides. Connect with real people. Talk to people who support you. Those positive connections are vital. And finally, spend time in nature. Proven stress reducer, boosts focus.
And the point here is that a positive mind isn't just, nice to have. The material says it helps us face challenges and stay motivated. It builds that mental toughness, that resilience.
Absolutely. Okay, let's tie this all together. How do habits help us reach our actual goals, our big aspirations? Love this line from the guide. Goals are dreams with a plan. So how do habits fit into that plan? First, write your goals down. Makes them real, tangible, like signing a contract with yourself.
Makes it concrete.
Exactly. Then break big goals into small steps. This is key. Avoids that feeling of being overwhelmed, keeps you moving. And the core engine is do one small thing every day towards your goal. Consistency. Compound effect.
Little by little.
Right. And keep track of your progress. Seeing how far you've come is huge motivation. Don't forget to reward yourself when you make progress too. Reinforce that good behavior. So, for example, maybe your goal is learning English. Your daily habit could be just listening to a podcast, maybe like this one, for 10 minutes. Small, doable, consistent.
And that's exactly it. One day at a time, you're not just getting closer. You're kind of becoming the person who achieves that goal.
Right.
It's about identity, too.
That's a great point. Okay, nearly there. We
Yeah.
can't forget the end of the day. Evening habits are just as important as morning ones for setting up the next day's success. The source suggests, clean up your space.
A tidy room feels peaceful, right? Signals the workday is done.
Helps shift gears mentally.
Definitely. Also, turn off screens 30 minutes before sleeping. That blue light messes with your sleep hormones. We all know we should do it.
Harder than it sounds sometimes. Tell me about it. Also, reflect on your day. What went well? What could be better tomorrow? Just a quick mental check-in. It helps you learn and adjust. Maybe read something short and positive. Wind down the mind constructively. And of course, the big one. Go to bed on time. Consistent sleep is the foundation.
These aren't just, winding down routines. The material explains that these habits help you sleep better and feel ready for the next day. They create that essential bridge, carrying positive momentum forward.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of what habits are helpful.
Yeah.
But what does this all mean for actually starting a new one? How do you build it? Our source gives 5 really practical, actionable steps. And these tap into how our brains actually form habits, which is why they work. First, start small. Choose one habit, not 5. Don't try to change everything at once. Makes it less daunting, more achievable.
Keep it manageable.
Exactly. Second, connect it to something you already do. Habit stacking, right? The example given is after brushing your teeth, read one English word. To leverage an existing habit.
Use that existing neural pathway.
Right. Third, repeat it every day at the same time. Consistency and context help cement it in your brain. Fourth, and this is crucial, be kind to yourself. If you miss a day, try again. Perfection isn't the goal. Resilience is. Just get back on track.
Yeah, don't let one slip derail everything.
Absolutely. And finally, celebrate small wins. Even small progress is success. That little dopamine hit reinforces the behavior, makes your brain want to do it again.
So it shows building habits isn't just about sheer willpower. It's about understanding these mechanisms. It takes time, yes, deliberate practice, but it's so worth it. It's like designing your behavior.
That's a fantastic way to put it, designing your behavior. Okay, to wrap up our deep dive today, the main takeaway seems crystal clear. Habits might look small, maybe insignificant on the surface, but as we've really explored, they are incredibly powerful. They're the secret sauce, really, to helping us feel better, do better, and reach our goals. It truly is about small steps, big changes. And the message for you listening is, you don't need to do a massive life overhaul tomorrow. Just start with one small habit. Practice it. Use these ideas. Be consistent. And pretty soon, you'll not just see a change, you'll feel it every single day.
And reflecting on all this, it does raise a really interesting question, doesn't it? If forming just one tiny, seemingly insignificant habit can lead to such profound improvements across our lives, what other small things might we be consistently overlooking right now? Things that hold this huge, untapped potential for shaping our future in ways we haven't even considered yet.
That's a fantastic thought to leave everyone with. Really makes you think about those daily micro-choices differently. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the power of habits. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep building those small, powerful changes.